Hi, Jorden. I'm Ariana with Fresh Pair of Eyes. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome. So I watched the entire series. And for you, do you think it was easier to perform and train having a camera around, or was it harder, or did you quickly get used to it?
It wasn't my first time having a camera around, so I just kind of put it in the back of my mind, like this is just something I'm very passionate about. It's something that I love, and so that was just kind of there to me.
Yes, yes. And you're often behind the camera as well, with your job as well. So it's just something that you are used to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, your organization is the Elite Lady Bull Riders, and during the series, we also see you recruit people. How do you recruit people to be a part of your organization?
So we like to promote as much as we can, with social media nowadays, having this like outlet to be able to show other women out there that we're riding bulls and we're trying to have this series, that I feel like that's where most of the recruiting process comes from.
Yes, yes. So, how do you soothe your body after a competition? Because the show is mostly we see you in competition and then sometimes, sadly, after surgery. But how do you tend to soothe your body after a competition?
Yeah, so usually like the days after I ride or have ridden a lot that week, I do like a lot of like stretching, and I'm fortunate enough to have access to things like a sauna or a cold plunge. I like to use the sauna the most, but I have access to those kind of things to like help prepare my body, and recover for the next rodeo.
Yes. And we do see one of the ladies, her workout routine, but what is your routine to stay in shape?
So I like to, have days where I just stretch. There are days where I, do some heavy lifting. I ride a lot of horses bareback, which is a pretty good workout and one of the best ways to train for riding bulls. And then just a lot of mental training and balance training.
Yes. We see that after each bull ride, you take notes about the ride. How often do you revisit the notes, or is the ritual of actually writing it down?
Yeah, so I'll only revisit like my notes if I draw that bull again, or if I, kind of like battling with something mentally, like maybe I fell off of a bull, like I'll go back and, revisit to where like I rode that bull very good. So then I can like think about it in a positive way to then translate to my next one.
Yes, yes. Because sometimes it is kind of just the physical and ritual of it all. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I had that moment. We also see when the ladies have a preference of someone having her husband pull her rope. Do you have a preference of who pulls your rope, or do you not?
No, I don't really care who it is that pulls my, as long as they're gonna pull it tight enough, like that's all that matters to me.
Yes. Do you consider yourself a superstitious person or no?
Just a little stitious.
Not super, just stitious.
Just a little stitious.
Yeah. So, what I thought was interesting is rodeo attire, especially because this is a very athletic sport. For you, what would you say are kind of the best jeans? Because they have to stay out. What is kind of the best attire for riding bull?
Yeah, so we actually have a dress code. So it has to be some type of jeans, a long sleeve button up shirt, and you have to wear a cowboy hat when you're not wearing your helmet, and then boots. I just kind of go with whatever the stretchiest pair of jeans are, which have typically been a pair of Ariats. And then, yeah.
It's kind of explored during the show that you sometimes feel like you ride better when you're wearing a cowboy hat compared to a helmet. Why would you say that is?
I feel like it just kind of adds a little bit of like sometimes when I'm getting on something that I think might not buck as hard, if I wear my cowboy hat, it kind of like really amplifies it. Like you really got to stay on because if not, like you could potentially damage your head. Um, but yeah, I just sometimes like to give that little extra bit of spice and wear my helmet or I mean my hat versus my helmet.
Yes. There is this whole philosophical idea of living 8 seconds at a time, but also you have to stay on the bull for at least 8 seconds. Why is it 8 seconds for someone? I don't ride bull. Why is 8 seconds the magical number?
I don't actually remember why like 8 seconds was the thing. And I know that sounds terrible, but yeah, 8 seconds is all it takes.
And it's harder. Like when people hear 8 seconds, they're like, "Oh, I could be on that bull for 8 seconds." No, you can't. It's actually, as
Yeah.
you'll see in the series, it's way harder than you would think.
Yeah, 8 seconds is a long time. It is a very long time.
Yes. What is something, I'm sure there's so many things, but what is something that you would hope changes in bull riding for women?
One of the things that I hope changes the most for women in bull riding is that we're able to get more added money and get more sponsors and really grow the sport, because like right now, like we're kind of doing this for little to no money. Like it's really more about just the love of it. And I hope one day like we can have a spot where like we don't have to have full-time jobs, like maybe where we can actually ride for, sustainable enough money.
Yeah, the pay discrepancy honestly was disgusting when you hear about it in the series. And what do you hope someone takes away from the documentary series?
I just hope everyone sees that your dreams aren't crazy and that you should, chase your dreams no matter what they are.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. The series was amazing, and I hope to continue to follow your journey.
Well, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye.